Mount Baker Snoqualmie National Forest, located in Washington, this forest stretches from Mount Rainier National Park to the Canadian border. Along the western slopes of the Cascade Range, this is one of the most visited forests in the U.S., thanks to its proximity to Seattle and the stunning scenery. From easy family walks to strenuous alpine treks, you can see glaciers, old-growth forests, wildflower meadows, alpine lakes, and of course, my waterfalls. To start off, I want to thank Clint and Mandy for including me on this incredible journey. From where we parked, it was roughly a 2-kilometer hike down to the starting point, where we lost a little over 2,000 feet of elevation. Once we reached the dropping point, we got our gear ready, prepared for what was to come, and one of my favorite things to do, check the water temperature and see what we're in for. This first rappel is really eye-opening, actually. Technically, it's not the first rappel. There's a rappel to get down to this point, but this is where the canyon really starts. It's quite an introduction for sure. As you can see here, Mandy, after watching Clint go down, opted to go down the dry side, which is understandable given what you can see here in this image. The waterfall is incredibly powerful. It's about 100 feet tall. Rock is really slippery, and there's almost no way to avoid getting just pummeled in this waterfall. It's a good time. And then just down from the waterfall, there's this really pretty corridor that really kind of lulls you into a false sense of security because it's so pretty and the waterfalls are not very big. You just kind of make your way down until you get to the very bottom and you see the end of rocks, and it just drops off.
Got it.
Look at this insane start to the Crack of Doom. This section features 250-foot rappels each and is really just an incredible spot. The first drop, as you can see here, has a great anchor point. It's very easy to drop into the waterfall, get behind it, and go down quite a bit of the way without being just waterboarded. But once you pass that first drop, there's really no option. You're gonna get wet. The beautiful thing about both of these rappels was that what you could see in the video is how big and massive and incredible the water flow is that you're going into. What you can't see is that once you fall behind the veil of the waterfall, especially in the second pitch of each waterfall, there is a huge crack that goes behind the waterfalls, and you can actually lower down behind the veil, and then you're behind the waterfall with a crack that goes back at least 15-25 feet behind you, and it's just incredible to like look around, and it's incredible. The most adrenaline-filled rappels I've done in the Pacific Northwest. And when I say that, I mean going down these waterfalls, especially like I said in the second pitch, when you fall behind the veil, you have to come back out, meaning you got to go through the waterfall. And there's nowhere in the Pacific Northwest I have ever been this pumped full of adrenaline going down a waterfall. What you see here is typically when the first person goes down, Clint has a thing he does where he will get to a certain point and look beyond the falls so he can see where he's going. And it's really a a good technique to use, especially if you're the first person down. I've since adopted that, and I always, when I'm the first person, look before I just go off the end of the rope, not knowing what I'm heading into. In case you're wondering what it feels like when you're waiting for the person to go down, it's like this: cold, windy, full of water. Mandy again opted to go down a drier line on the down creek right side, which worked for a little while until she got to this point where she kind of stopped and looked down where the two parts of the creek were divided, where they join again, and really there's no option but to go in it. So she avoided a little bit of water at the start, but then there's no way around it. I remember telling Clint when I got to the bottom that I actually had like an adrenaline dump when I got to the bottom of both of these rappels, and was like shaking a little bit from like how intense the feeling was going through these waterfalls. Once you get to the bottom, it's pretty relaxing and beautiful and peaceful. Looking back, you can kind of see where you've been and what kind of craziness you just went down, but it is nice to also come out of that crack and see the sunlight again and feel the warmth of the sun. But it's beautiful.
You're making it look good. Like that.
Did you have to take that other quick link off?
No, I couldn't get the thing to move. It's bent.
Oh.
So it got smashed.
Rappelling here down this hole between all the rocks is probably not necessary. I'm sure there's another way around, but it's pretty cool. And when you get to the bottom, there's this awesome view. This is the last rappel where you get to feel that nice, cool water hitting you on the top of the head before your long hike out. So always take advantage. And then again, always look back one last time. Look at it. Upon the exit, there's one last obstacle to get around. This river, which I know doesn't look like much, but trust me, when someone looks at you like that, you know you're in trouble. This river is very swift and deep enough to where you cannot just walk across it. So this is a must-make swim. You have to go across, otherwise you just get swept down the river. A great way to end the most insane canyon and waterfalls I've been down yet.